All right, this is 2-3 on adding and subtracting rational numbers. Now, on this lesson, we're going to be working with adding and subtracting fractions and decimals, okay? So let's go ahead and start with one first. We have 21.74 plus 8.27. Now, that's how the book has it written. But I prefer you to line up your decimals like so. So that way it's easier to solve, okay? When you try to do math this way, that decimal can throw you off. So just line it up. So now we go ahead and add this up, and we get 30.01. And that's your final answer. That's all we have to do. Okay, let's try one where you're subtracting. I have 17 take away 9.54. And again, that's how your book has it written, but we're going to write it this way. If there is no decimal, go ahead and make one if you like. It's right after the whole number. Now, when you're lining up your decimals, you know where to line it up at. If you have gaps, especially in subtracting, sometimes it's easier to go ahead and fill them in with zeros. And you can add those zeros in there. That's fine. Now, you know 0 take away 4 is not going to work. So we're going to come all the way over here. It's going to become a 6, 9, 10. 10 take away 4 is 6. 9 take away 5 is 4. Bring down your decimal point. 6 take away 9, can't do it. Borrow 0. 16 take away 9 is going to give us 7. And that is your final answer. So that's adding and subtracting with decimals. Your biggest rule is to make sure those decimals are lined up. If they're not, you're guaranteed to get the wrong answer every time. Okay, let's try another one. This time with fractions. If I have 1 over 6 take away 5 over 6, well, the first thing I want to look at are my denominators. Are they the same? Yes, they are the same. That makes me happy. So we keep the 6. Woohoo! Denominator stays the same. And then you just go ahead and subtract the top. 1 take away 5, well, we know automatically that's going to be a negative. So we subtract. 5 take away 1 is going to give me 4. All right, now I need to reduce. Because I look at this problem and I'm like, oh, wait, that's not in simplest terms. The negative stays. The denominator and the numerator are going to change because I'm going to simplify. Now I can see that 2 is going to go into both of these digits. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 goes into 6 3 times. So my final answer is negative 2/3. Now that's great when the denominators are the same. And in this lesson, all the denominators are the same. So, woohoo, we like that. Let's try another one. What if we are adding a positive and negative number? Ooh, let's add it. Let's change it up a little bit. So we have negative 1/10 plus 7/10. Okay, like I said, denominator is the same. Yep, woohoo, equals happy. All right, now we're going to go ahead and just deal with the numerators. Just think of this like this. Remember this from chapter 1? Woohoo, easy. So we have negative 1 plus 7. The signs are different, which means we're going to look at the larger number and determine what the answer sign is going to be. Well, the larger number is a 7, and the 7 is positive, which means my answer is going to be positive. Now I just go ahead and subtract. 7 take away 1 is going to give me 6. Denominator stays the same. Well, now I have 6 over 10. Is that in simplest terms? No. So I'm going to divide by 2. What you do to the top, you do to the bottom. When I divide by 2, I get 3/5. And 3/5 is as far as that problem will go. So I'm done. That's my final answer. Okay? Let's try another one. How about if I have negative 8 over 17 minus 2 over 17? Well, I get an instant smile because my denominators are the same and it's going to stay the same. Do both of my fractions have negatives? Yes. Then we keep the negative. When they have the same sign, we keep the sign and always add, which means 8 plus 2 gives me 10. Now, 10 over 17 cannot be reduced any further because 17 is a prime number. No other number besides 17 can go into 17. So this is as far as it goes, and that's my final answer. But if you forget to put this negative sign, it will be wrong. All right. Now, let's go ahead and try a different type of problem where we're solving for x. So we have 3.7 plus x. Well, they're telling us that x equals negative 9.3. Now, this shouldn't be any different than we did in chapter 1. We just do a swap out. So we're going to do 3.7 plus a negative 9.3. Now, I wrote it like this because that's how the book would write it. So I'm going to take out the plus sign and the parentheses. And I'm going to go ahead and line up my decimals. So hopefully I don't confuse you in this same step process here. So 3.7, kicking that out, kicking out my decimal, or my parentheses and my plus sign. I'm going to keep the subtraction symbol or the negative, same thing. Lining up those decimals, I now have this problem. Okay, well I can see right away that I can't subtract this. I'm going to get a negative number. Now, since you know your answer is going to be negative, if it makes it easier for you just to flip these around for right now, that's okay. Go ahead and subtract it this way. That becomes an 8, that becomes a 13. All right, now what you're looking for is 13 take away 7 is going to give me 6. Bring down the decimal. 8 take away 3 is going to give me 5. So since I already knew my answer is negative, I just go ahead and attach that, and that is my final answer. Okay, I hope this helped you for 2-3. Have a good night.